Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for stopping in, checking this out. Feel free to check out the other videos as well today. There'll be a couple different things. I'm going to turn off the echo. There we go. So I'm going to be doing a couple different things. I wanted to make sure my picture of this group, the group picture, looked copacetic. Let's see. My fancy grounds is, my computer's being a little weird today, so I apologize for the delay. We may be pausing while my computer catches up with me. So I could have sworn I did a group picture of these guys so that everyone could. I've been doing group photos of all my campaigns with the characters in to scale so they can see the different sizes, because a lot of times it's all you see is this portrait on the map. I like to show pictures more often than not than some other DMs do. So sometimes you'll see the pictures too, but it's you don't really think about weight and height and all that stuff. My computer is taking forever to do everything. Once it loads, it's fine, but not sure why it's taking its time today. Got to give it some Wheaties, give it some caffeine, put a little jet alert in there in the processor. I'm not sure what's happening. May need to reset. Waiting. Everything is frozen. So, as I was looking through my notes, it just so happened with life and holidays and other things that are going on. Oh, now it's off completely. That's awesome. There it goes. Um, we haven't played in a while. Let me go here. And so because of that, a lot of the prep has been done. So I've been boy, this is taking forever. I'm sorry, guys. I may need to reset and restart and try a different stream today. And start again in 20 minutes or so. But we'll see. We'll play it out and see what happens. Um, so we're going to take a look and see if we can find this group photo. Make sure it's kosher. I might tweak the group photo a little bit. I was thinking about putting them on like a tarmac. So we'll see what it looks like and if we want to do that. Wow, this is taking so long today. I don't have, let me check my task manager. I don't see anything. Actually, I'm not even doing D&D. This is Starfinder. So I had the wrong name on the stream. Sorry about that, folks. There we go. Update. Okay. Hopefully that updated on the stream. All right, come on, people. What's going on? Images. There we go. Okay. The blue circle. There it is. Mariko Nash crew. So what had happened was, if you're familiar with the Dead Sun campaign, in the very first AP, Adventure Path, the first book, they find, well, they have to go out to this asteroid. It's an abandoned ship that's pulling an asteroid, and it's called the Drift Rock. And they get to this ship, and then they go to the asteroid, and the ship they were in is stolen. And so they freak out for a bit, trying to figure out how they're going to get back to the Absalom Station. And then they find out that a part of this drift rock is actually a huge hangar, and they find a ship there. And see, power usage very low, very low. Everything is very low. CPU is only 40%. We go to my performance. OBS, everything is very low, very low. And they find this woman, long since dead, ends up being the captain of this ship that's in this hangar. And so they rechristen it in her name. Her name is Mariko Nash. So I don't know what these lines are. Interesting. Alright, so CPU memory. Alright, so my disk. Maybe I need to unfragment my drive. Maybe that will help. Everything else is gorgeous. My memory is pretty high, but that's still 88%. As a quick aside, it's really frustrating because I have supposed to have 32 gig. I only have 16 available. I don't know why, because it is, for some reason, the hardware reserved is 16 gig. And I don't know why it does that. See, 13.9 of 16 when it says right there 32. And I have yet to find anybody who was able to fix it. And so, details. Okay, that doesn't means nothing to me. This means nothing to me. All right, so whatever the heck this is looks to be the only thing that is causing issues. The disk. So maybe I will defragment this puppy when we're done with the stream. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to see if I can add a little tarmac right across on the bottom here. Real quick like. Open this up. One thing I'm going to show you is I want to get rid of this character, Dorson. So what had happened was the guy playing this guy just wasn't having fun, just wasn't liking the character, so he wanted to change. So he switched to this. I don't want to just delete it. So what we're going to do first, we're going to export it. So if we click this where it says edit list, Click the up arrow, export. It pulls up your computer. I have all my characters saved in one spot. And the way I do it is I put the name, so I have Dorson 8. All right, so he's already there. So we're going to go ahead and click this, click, and overwrite it. Yes. Just to make sure I put the character's name, level. Sometimes I'll put class if I don't remember what they are. So that way I don't have to open them up. Um, so now I can go ahead and delete it. Delete the item. So that's one less thing I have to worry about on my characters. All right, so we're gonna go open up our assets, and there is in the ship. I've got all selected. That's fine. It's fantasy grounds, sci-fi. It's the underwater sci-fi. I don't remember if it was spaceship or interior. I think it's spaceship. Let's see. I don't think it's backgrounds that I want. Yeah, there's only one. Click on the art pack again. Go to brushes. I don't think it's here. Nope. Decorations. All right, so I could do something like this and have it look like they're standing on circuit board, which would be cool. But let's take a look, just for S&G. It won't take that long to do that. Let's take a look and see just how that looks if we do that. We'll take this, go to layers, yep, and we'll throw mechanical, boom. All right, so we want this stamp, okay, so what's my grid look like? We go back to 50, 500, wow. All right, so come on. So I want this to be just over 1 tall, and 1, 2, 3. We'll do 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to our layers. Back to our stamp. All right, it's still there, so we want it 1.2. Gonna get rid of the aspect lock. Oh, this is the width. So width we want 4. 1.2. So it's going to look really stretched and weird. Okay, now we're going to go to, we got 2. I need one more. Back over here. Grab this one. Boom. And go over to this one. Hit Control to have free movement. Click the second one. Control. So I'm actually going to flip this one. Flip. So those match up a little bit. Click the third one. All right, and it's not as cool as I thought it was going to be, but we'll go ahead and finish out the thought. Select all three, go to tint. We're going to make it like a grayish. There you go. Beautiful. Make it look see-through. Say OK, and then we're going to take these and put them on the bottom. Okay, we're going to put them above the Sunrise Maiden. Okay, we're going to put them aha. All right, so it's not going to work because the people I have here are not pings. So the images I'm using are not pings. So they are white squares and boxes. So if I really wanted to do this and follow through with this, all I would need to do is go through, select this photo, make it a PNG file by removing all the stuff around it, the white in the box, and then that would work. I could do that with all of them, and it would work. Not worth it to me, so we're just gonna leave it the way it is. Still not sure what in the world this weirdness is, but let's see if I can turn. Oh, okay. So this also goes behind here. It's a little big. I understand why, because it takes up. Is it locked? It is locked. You know what? We're just gonna leave it. What I'm going to do is just add some white. That's fine. We're going to add on this painting layer. We're going to go in. We're going to go to our brush. We're going to go to white. Make the size. Size is fine. That way I don't mess it up. You can press down on your control on your mouse wheel, and that'll move things around. Move the map, or your image rather. Oh, I'm just dying today. All right, so oops. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and make this up a little bit bigger. Make it 0.5. And then we're going to take this, start it here, and it should be shift. It is not. Is it control? No. What is that? We're going to erase all this. Okay. We'll go back to line. I thought one of them locked it to the grid. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Boom. We got it. We have it, folks. We have it. So we're going to go all the way out to here. Click. All right. So that was just a click. Escape. Click. Drag. I mean, you're not dragging. You just click, and then you're moving your mouse where you want it to go. Click, and it'll end it. All right. Perfect. All right, so let's go back to this. We are done with this. I want to put this with my rest of the pictures, though. So I have all of these pictures individually, so people are talking about them or whatever. Boink, there it is, Mariko Nash crew. Okay. All right, so let's go. We're moving ahead. Last time you saw that we were in the Broken Lands. They had come to this map, and we tweaked it. Um, we added some lighting. We added mold throughout the entire building. Um, Once they go into the building, I'll turn the lighting off. So you can see there's mold and grossness throughout the building. Um, this room here is a one giant creature. And the goal is to get the information from here. So, all right, and then following that, they then have to get out. The whole after they kill this creature, the creatures have filaments all throughout the whole building. It's a moss. It's fibrous growths, and when they kill it, it starts to deteriorate, and the whole building starts to collapse. So that's what this is, and they run. All right, and then they're going to get a treasure depending on how well they tell their story. The Forgotten City of Ismac, Part 3. All right, so now we go to our story. Here we go. We go to the part we're dealing with right now. It is Dead Sons, Book 4. We are dealing with, we just did The Forgotten City of Ismac, Part 2. So now we're moving on to The Temple Found. We'll take a look at this. Um, so since we're going to be doing some reading, I didn't think we were going to be reading, so let's go ahead and bump this up for you guys. You do slash scale UI space and then 50 between 50 and 200. The higher you go, bigger everything is. 100 I like to do for streaming because that lets you guys read a little bit more. Anything more than this, I think though is just a little too big. I have a friend, my wife uses her has the settings on her screen really big, so she actually puts it down to 75 to give her more room. I typically use between 85 and 90 for my computer screens. Really just depends on what you're comfortable with and how much room you think you might need for what you're doing. All right, so they know the location of the side entrance, and um, boom. This adventure presents only a small portion of the Foundry. The weapons testing facility is quite large and can hold many more dangers. Um, these areas are beyond the scope of this adventure and will probably take a few days to explore, and the PC should feel as if they are under a time limit. Could care less. They couldn't care less. Um, they have been exploring the city. They've been climbing up buildings, abandoned 80-story buildings. They've added about 2 days to their stuff. Um, I think they finally got the hint because I kept over and over and over saying, the cultists are getting farther away and think this is happening and that's happening. And I'll reiterate it again, but we'll see how much of this that happens. If they insist on searching the entire structure, here are a couple other places they can visit. Keep in mind the Kish still believe the foundry to be sacred and might not look too kindly on their snooping. Okay, so there's a manufacturing floor. They use automated machinery to mass produce their firearms here, but it was looted. I could give them some weapons and some of the robotic assembly lines might attack them. And then there's research labs. A large section of the foundry contains dozens of labs, different areas of weapons testing and developing other offensive measures. Kish have turned some of the less dangerous areas into shrines. Okay, so let's see what it gives us. I'm not going to read all that to you, but I am going to look at the GM map. All right, so we'll open it up a little bit more. So one thing I found is where your mouse is where was where it will zoom in. So for example, I'll show you the two extremes. If I go over here, see how it zooms in on this side, keeps the other side constant. So in this case, I pretty much want the middle of the group to be bigger, so I go right in the middle. And I could move over. Well, all right, so here's the temple found. Security entrance is where they're going to come in. Then there's a slime layer. And then some storage containers. Some offices. These are all the same encounter or story entry. Research library. A reading room and a secured records room. Okay. So this appears to be a lot of map for not a whole lot of stuff. And this is actually, so this is the higher floor. I just noticed that. So this goes down. And then they come into this floor. I don't really see any other entrances though. So there's these other buildings, the manufacturing floor and the other things. Where did it say they were supposed to be? Accessible through the building's southern and western first floor exits. South and west, okay. This is the research, well, this is a research library. Doesn't really say where the research labs are. Okay. All right, so this is where we start. Let's go ahead and pull up the player map and see what they have done with the player map. Again, we're going to make it bigger. Alright, we'll focus on this floor over here first. Alright, so go to our turn off line of sight, turn on lighting. Alright, so basically there is no lighting. They don't have anything operational in here at all. Let's see. Just checking the lighting and stuff, guys. I'm looking to see. Yeah, they don't have any flashing lights or any of their computer systems and stuff. I'm pretty sure there's stuff that's on here, so I might turn lights on later. But for now, we'll just disable lighting. Check out our line of sight. Alright, so everything there looks kosher. Good. I like it. Looks like they did a good job with that. Alright. Weeds poke through the ground. A broken bench sits next right here, next to the empty metal door. Security only is what's written on a sign above the door. But now that they have the admin key code, they can enter it in. Alright, so now we're going into the slime layer. So we have some doors to get through. And it says a layer of slime covers the surface of these chambers. Empty lockers. Metal and plastic are scattered throughout the room. So it's just describing what's in here already. A foundry scientist tried to create a portal to reach other Kishli worlds, but ended up calling forth some creatures known as scavenger slimes, oozes that incorporate technological items into their forms to create hermit crab-like shells. They devoured the researcher and began perusing the arms factory and the research facility. The population has remained steady because they stay in the building. Only one now remains. So let's take a look at this puppy. This thing is just going to get destroyed. So we're going to go ahead and make 2 of them. We'll make one big and one small. Because anytime in any role-playing game you have one enemy against the party will usually just destroy that one enemy. Let's take a look and see what some of these things, what this guy can do. Leave him over here while we read what he can do. And so he has 145 health. He is resistance to fire. He has DR5. Nice. Okay, it's damage reduction of 5. So it means every time it takes damage, 5 of it doesn't get through. Um, you know what? I think I'm just gonna leave it. Maybe boost up his hit points a little bit. Um, but I think I'll just leave it. But let's see what else he can do here. So he's blind sense 60 feet, so that's excellent. Scavenger slimes have an intuitive understanding of technology. Plus 22 bonus to engineering checks to repair mechanical items. Wow. Not sure why that's important. Yay, use immunities. It tells me here. I'm going to start a note right now. Create item. Immunities list. Drop it in here and use immunities, okay? I might just have it spelled out too. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that so I don't have to open it every time. So we're going to go ahead and change this to Control 2. That makes it a heading. I'm also going to enter a couple times so I have stuff above it. Open this up. Shift. Control C. Control V. There we go. Beautiful. Critical hits, paralysis, poison, polymorph, sleep, and stunning. Gaze abilities, illusions, visual effects, and unflankable. Alright, so that makes it a little bit tougher. So we're going to leave this here for the moment. Close. Minimize my little note symbol. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Alright, so let's finish out what this guy can do. His resistance and fire, scavenger shell.
Okay, so I was mistaken. I do need.
Alright, so just finishing up, reading through this real quick to see. Scavenger slimes build protective shells for themselves out of refuse. And resistance to a random energy type. So it has damage resistance and resistance 10. Okay. Scavenger can also incorporate weapons. So a heavy weapon and either 2 long arms or 3 small arms. Okay. Interesting. The scavenger slime listed here has resistance to fire, so that's how he got that, and is incorporated in a Philion artillery laser, a dual crossbolter, and a red star plasma rifle. Alright, so he should have all of these attacks. He does. A Philion laser, dual cross bolter, and then red star plasma rifle. Gotcha. Alright. Very cool, very cool. And last thing is sightless. Does not use visual senses and thus is never subject to any effect that requires the creature to see a target or an effect. Alright, cool. What size is this thing? This is a large creature. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to have him probably do all three of these. Um, just to give it a little bit more oomph. Fire at different people, do different things each turn until they're able to take it out. Hey, Atomic Hero Squad, back from the market. How's it going? It's going really well. Sorry I didn't catch that. I'm not sure how long it was there. Um, I was deep in the mind of this scavenger slime, trying to read what it does and figure it out uh, for when my group gets here. So for anybody else who was out there playing Starfinder, one thing that I found, there doesn't seem to be a clear listing of immunities. So one of the things that they're fighting here in the Broken Lands are these. Let me get here to this encounter. Boof. Are these Daylins, and it says they have. Um, okay, maybe it doesn't. All right, so not this guy. It's the oozes. They have ooze immunity. Let's take a look. Here it is. Boom. That's a trap. No, it's not. Okay, moving on. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Encounter. The Ryther Swarm has swarm immunity defenses and plant immunities and swarm immunities. Um, Finding these things, the definition of what that means can be pretty hard. So, undead I know have also undead immunities. Constructs have immunities. So I'm building this note called immunities list. All right, so element OP, so both of these are below this guy, this one. So we're going to go with, we open it up. Make this a control 2 to make it a heading. And then copy and paste. Boom. So now I will eventually have all of those immunities listed all together in one place. There's a creature, for example, a playable race, where you can be made of all these thousands of bugs, and you're actually a living swarm that has a hive mind. That's the first time I noticed the discrepancy because it said it had swarm immunities but didn't have the example of what swarm immunities were. So there we go. So now I've got my list here. I can also share this with people as they learn about it. I can drag it and put it over. Um, and so let's go ahead and real quick, just as a quick aside, I know I'm going down a rabbit trail, but it'll just be for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and go to type construct. Construct immunities. Construct immunities. Then we will go type undead. He does not have undead immunities. Interesting. Immunities, undead immunities. Aha, there you go. See, so here's a void zombie. It doesn't tell you what the undead immunities are. Does it have it listed here? It does not. Here we go. This one does. Boom. Let's see if it will let me add these to the void zombie. Unlock it? Nope, read only. Okay. But now I have it, so I will know what they are. Alright, I don't know that anything else has immunities off the top of my head. Construct, undead. We'll see. Outsider. Maybe outsiders have immunities. I know the elementals don't. Yeah, no, these don't. Alright, what else we got? What else you got? What else you got? Magical beastuses. Maybe. I don't know. Electricity. Yep. Nope. Okay. I think that's it. I think that's all of our groups that I know of, at least. We'll check dragon and we'll check aberration. Acid, paralysis, sleep, and DR10. Okay. So that dragon doesn't. And then aberration. No, I'm almost positive these do not. Hardened. Yep. No, they don't. Okay. All right. So let's add these in to our list. Boom. Open it up. Grab it. I'm going to put one down just in case I find something later that's different. Control 2 to make it a new chapter section. Lock it again, close it. Undid. I'm going to go ahead and put a little space in between just cuz. Lock it. Undid. Control 2. Boom. All right. All right, so now we've got our immunities list done. Close, lock, lock it, close it, boom. So that's our friendly little scavenger slime. And I'm going to walk down these steps to these storage containers. Southern half of this chamber is divided into two metal containers that stretch up to brush the ceiling. Large corrugated doors on the fronts have been painted with crude symbols. Eastern end of this room is an unmarked door, while the area opens into a hallway to the west. So these two things are supposed to be containers, is what you're saying? Alrighty. Potentially profitable prototypes. Potentially profitable prototypes. Say that 5 times fast. Or useful side products were stored in these two containers with an eye on perfecting these potentially profitable prototypes and products before they could go to market. In practice, most of these potentially profitable prototypes, products, and projects ended up lying here forgotten as employees came and went. The first Kish to discover this area were maimed horribly when they fiddled with strange pieces of equipment, and they fled and returned to paint warning symbols, believing the dangers were punishments from their ancestors for attempting to learn forbidden knowledge. Alright, so Zavra came here and looked for weapons. He didn't find any, but he did activate a prototype portal that opened onto all 4 of the elemental planes. It was long enough for one large elemental from each plane to come through. Zavra and his warriors made a strategic retreat. The elementals have not strayed too far from these containers. Attracted to the latent dimension breaching magic, the elementals will attack. Okay. So there's the air elemental, earth elemental, fire, and water. Wow. Now this is going to be a tough fight. Large is CR5, I think. Let's see, what kind of encounter is this? It only says it's a 9. Alright. Okay. Um, I was right. It is CR5. Okay. Elemental immunities. There we go. So we need to find elemental immunities. Here we go. Boom. I guess I was wrong. I didn't see it in the one I looked at, but that's okay. Because we have our notes here and we can just add it, man. We can add it. Boom. Right here. Unlock. Control 2. Because we have a biohacker and he would know these things. So I might just share this with him. Control C. Control V. There it is. Boom. 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 All right. Cool, 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 cool. All right, so that's cool. Very nice, very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I am going to add light to the fire elemental. So when I'll add his token in, you can add the light or lighting and add the effect. I'll probably put a torch on him, have it be like a torch, maybe even bigger because it's a giant fire creature. All right, so that will be much more, even though they are only CR challenge rating of 5 compared to a challenge rating of 9. With a 1 creature, they'll take that 1 creature out pretty fast, even though we can do a lot of damage. This one is going to be a fight. This will be a fight. Very cool, very cool. And what else is here? What kind of treasure is here? An X-ray visor, but it was built for the 3 eyes of the Gishali. But you can use an engineering check in an hour to fix it. It's pretty cool. Anybody who uses it gets a splitting headache and must succeed at a saving throw or be sickened for an hour. That's going to be awesome. So the water and fire elementals will not fight the same person. The air and the earth won't fight the same person. Um, so that'll be interesting to keep in track of. Very cool. All right, so I'm excited it's going to work out well. I like how they have this set up. It looks like everything is black. Oh, something the picture has lighting. I'll worry about that when I get there, I guess. They may not have done lighting on this. All right, and so I'm going to cut it a little. Let's see, we're at an hour. I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. So Atomic, if you're still listening, so you have number 13. So you can always just ask. If you just say quote like you normally do, then it gives you a random quote. But if you put quote space 13, it'll always give you quote 13. Just a hint if you want to show off to all your friends. But hey, if you hadn't heard me talk about Atomic Hero Squad, that means you haven't watched any of my other videos. So shame on you. But go check out Atomic Hero Squad, Atomic_Hero Squad, all together one word. You start your morning every day, every weekday. Check them out. A lot of fun on the Twitches. Don't forget you can see how this plays out on Sundays at 5:30. We'll be doing it this week, Pacific time. You can also check out on the YouTube. Just type in Spencer77, click on my playlist. This one in particular is Dead Sons. So thank you for hanging out with me, Atomic. Uh, you're awesome. I appreciate you very much. Don't forget, like, subscribe, do all the other happiness, and whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.